Hi, this is Puzzle, and today's episode is all about nostalgia. The developers of Stalker 2 remember their roots well and have included many references to the original Stalker. In this video, we'll look at the nods to all the endings of the first Stalker, the Rookie Village, and a few other things. In one of the previous episodes, we looked at the legendary setup from the original Stalker's main menu, which can be found in the game. Back then you asked me to show you where it is, so here it is. If you want to take a closer look at this Easter egg, check out that episode here in the corner. But there's another very similar and cool Easter egg, this location, which we all saw in the concept art for the first Stalker. It's located not far from Zalesy and includes every single detail from that artwork. The gas mask hanging here, the radiation warning sign, the icon hanging at the top of this structure, and the Zalesy sign lying on the ground. You have to agree, such love from the developers for the original makes you want to play the second part, even despite the often severe bugs that slow down the game. By the way, the developers shared details about a new patch coming out this week, and I explained in detail what they're going to fix in this video. Now we're moving on to the Rookie Village. Interestingly, I recently played the remastered version of the original, and it was such a pleasure to see all those same places in an updated form. For example, here's that same railroad where NPCs stood in the original, or here's this spot with brick buildings where we gathered with bandits. And yes, I still remember how hard it was to fight those bandits because the first Stalker, when it came out, was just as buggy and janky as the second one. These locations, you could say, haven't changed much. Those same holes in the walls that helped during battles, abandoned cars, just a perfect recreation of nostalgia. But while exploring this area, a storm started in my game and I ran to the nearest village, which, as you might guess, was the Rookie Village, where I miraculously found shelter. When I stepped outside, I couldn't see all the details clearly because it was nighttime, but the outlines of familiar places began to emerge and I realized that this was the very place where the first Stalker began. By the way, there's a really funny quest in the Rookie Village involving an NPC who wants to fit in with a group of people sitting by the campfire. But he's terrible at telling jokes, so he asks you to climb up into a nearby attic and whisper jokes to him so the other Stalkers will accept him. If you do everything right, they'll welcome him into their group.
Hey guys, you want to hear a joke?
Uh-oh, our resident comedian is at it again.
Only to find $1 million inside. Frustrated, he mutters,
A stalker walks into a bar,
"Where are the
and the bartender asks him,
So a stalker walks into a bar, takes a seat, and the bartender asks him,
After sleeping through the night and coming out here in the daytime, I felt even more nostalgic. This was the good old starting location of the first Stalker, and in the second part, it looks amazing. Ruined houses, abandoned items, stalkers guarding the entrance, and of course the campfire and Sidorovich's bunker, which is nearby. Yes, you can go inside and talk to him. He'll even be eating chicken, just like in the intro scene of the first game, and in a nearby box there will be a pile of canned food.
Well, just like old times.
And yes, you can even accept a mission from him. Head to familiar locations and take out a trader who tried to bypass Sidorovich by setting up shop in the railway tunnels. After successfully completing the mission, Sidorovich will contact you and compare you to the legendary Marked I. Speaking of the Marked I, when you reach the Institute, you can see remakes of all the endings from the first Stalker. It's incredibly cool. I think my comments are unnecessary here, so I'll just leave you with these endings. And yes, when the first Stalker came out, I unlocked all of these endings, so seeing their flashbacks in the second part is extremely enjoyable and nostalgic. Huge respect to the developers for such amazing references.
the zone to disappear. Your path ends here. Come. Humanity is corrupt. Mankind must be controlled. Only one can be rewarded. Come to me. I want immortality. Your path ends here. I want to be rich. The time has come. I see your wish. I want to rule the world. I want this all to end.